Ready? Okay, sorry. Yo, Happy New Year. It's 2021. No, I'm mistaken. We're like 3 months away from it. I'll start. I should have had this little... Anyway. It's... Oh, gosh. Okay. Intro. All right. Here we go. Start over. Why? God. Okay. Why is this so hard? Yo, clearly I can't do an intro, but seriously, why wait until January 1st of 2021 for your New Year's challenge, for a new you? Now, why wait? I know what you're gonna say. We're not even out of 2020 yet. Why would we do that? Well, because why wait to make yourself better? Come on, get with the program. Today, Legacy Podcast, we're telling you how you can get started on your 2021 New Year's challenge right now. Yo, welcome back to your kingdom of constant improvement with your winning coach, Kinsley Jordan, on the Legacy Podcast, where we're crushing goals, igniting dreams, and forging a legacy in your life each and every week. Now, before we dive into this amazing 2021 New Year's Challenge podcast, I'm just going to tell you now, I know I sound like either have a frog in my throat or that I'm going through puberty. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's probably neither of them. So you gotta forgive me, I'm a little bit hoarse on the voice. But that doesn't change the fact that today we are going to set you up for so much success, because in case you don't know this, we have 90 days left until, thank the Lord in heaven above, that 2021 is coming into our presence. That's right. 2020 is almost over and we are going to have a new year. But oftentimes when we think about a new year and a fresh start, we think we have to wait until January 1st. But why? Why would we ever wait until January 1st? We have a lot of exciting things for you today on the Legacy Podcast. And the first thing I want to tell you about is this. We're starting right now is the 2021 New Year's Challenge. Literally, I already have a Facebook group set up just for you. You can go to Facebook literally right now and just search 2021, the numbers 2021, New Year's Challenge. Sign up for the group. It's public. You can get signed up because I want to share with you the encouragement of what I'm doing in my life and what you're doing in your life each and every day as we start making progress towards changing ourselves before we even get to the new year. Now, this sounds crazy. I know. You're like, wait a minute. Wait. We're about to have all these holidays. Why would I want to start working out before we have Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas? Like, it sounds like a terrible idea. I'll tell you why. Most of the people who have a New Year's resolution come January 1st fail within the first 10 days. Most of them. You think I'm making these statistics up? No, I'm not. 80% of people who start a New Year's, actually it's 82%, but we're not counting, I've rounded down. 82% of people who start a New Year's resolution are done within the first 10 days. They don't even carry it out. Self-included, totally did that this year. Of the people who continue on and actually do get past the 10 days, most other people don't even last the remainder of the month. Like, people don't even get out of January with a vision to be able to change themselves. So why would we wait? Why would we wait until January? And here's the principle of it. It's because people think that all of a sudden, in the course of one day, we're going to magically, drastically change our lives. So we set these unrealistic goals of going to the gym every single day, and I'm going to lose 20 pounds in the first week. But we haven't done anything in our lives to change the process to help us get there. If you go back, now's a perfect point to be able to put a mark in one of the awesome podcasts we did. It was called Healthy Habits with Brittany Giuliano. And we talked about some of the principles of what it actually takes to change your life. If you look back to that podcast and watch it, but stay right here for right now. What we do is talk about, you can set goals, but what you really have to do is change the way you live your life. You have to build habits in order to achieve your goals, to be able to get to the point where you're consistently doing things to achieve your goals and to change your life each and every day. Friends, that's why we're starting the 2021 New Year's Challenge in October. Why? I'll tell you why. Thanks for asking. It's for this reason. It's because change sucks sometimes. Actually, it's really hard. So why would we try to change every facet of our life in one day? Like the night before we're partying, having a good time, and then the next day we're expected to be a workout god? Come Come on, that's not even realistic. One night we're having a great time with our friends, and then the next day, magically, we're going to build all of these habits that are going to change how much money we're saving and how many books we're reading and how much we're going to the gym and how we treat our family. No, that's not going to happen. But that's why your winning coach right here, Kinsley Jordan, on the Legacy Podcast is going to help you do that literally today. You know why? It's because we have 90 days to work ourselves into the progress. And we do it in the most simple way. So I already told you one about the Facebook group that I want you to sign up for right now. Literally go to Facebook, sign up for the group. Again, it's 2021 New Year's Challenge. Sign up for it, get signed up. It's public, you can do that. And I want you to share your progress in the 5 areas that we're going to focus on. And that's really the most important piece of all of this is that I said it before, and we have some really exciting things starting out on the Winning Network that I want you to be part of. The first one, join the Facebook group. The second thing is right now, I want you to commit with me. Say it with me. I'm going to commit. No, that's the point you're supposed to say. I'm going to commit. Okay, there you go. I'm going to commit to the 2021 New Year's Challenge. And what that means is literally today, from the time you're listening to this podcast to the time you're watching it on YouTube, you are going to join me in changing our life in the 5 basic ways, 5 basic areas of committing to. Now, we're not going to get to that yet. We're going to go to break first, and then I'm going to tell you about the 5 basic areas and the amazing course that we have developing to be able to help you as you step into the new year. But before we do that, I want to talk about some of the critical things that prevent you from actually getting to your goals. And one of the first things is this. So many times when we want to make change in our life, we don't know how to do it. We think that by setting a goal, that's going to change everything. And it is really, really important to have a goal. But the most important thing is to be able to be consistent and build a habit pattern. And you do that by intentionally taking steps every single day. Over the next 90 days, if you accept, which you already did, it's too late, you already said it. If you accept being part of the 2021 New Year's Challenge, what you're doing is saying every single day, I'm going to make an intentional effort to work in one of the 5 basic areas of my life, in all of the 5 basic areas. But here's the thing I'm not asking you to do. I'm not asking you to start keto tomorrow. I'm not asking you to become a vegetarian. I'm not asking you to start saving 50% of your paycheck tomorrow. I'm not asking you to drastically change your marriage in the course of 8 hours. I'm not asking you to do any of that. All I'm asking you to do is make one intentional step in each of the 5 areas that we'll talk about in a little bit. If we do this for the next 90 days, if you join me, your winning coach, for the next 90 days, where you're going to end up at the beginning of the year, where you're going to end up of January 1st of 2021 is you're going to end up in a completely different place. You're going to be starting from a strong foundation. You're going to be starting from a place where you're not dreading going to the gym, but it's actually part of your lifestyle already. You're going to be starting from a place where you're ready to charge into the new year, not because you have to change all of these things about your life, but because you have already been doing it in the process. Guys, seriously, like October is the time to be able to start the change that you want to see in January. January 1st is not the time to suddenly say, I think I'm going to go to the gym, or I think I'm going to totally change my whole mindset about my job, and I think I'm going to read 3 books this month. You're not going to do it if you don't build a habit pattern first. So as we talk about this today, there's a couple things I want you to realize first. Step number 1, consistency is the key. Step number 1, remember this. This is your keys to success of how to be able to live out the 2021 New Year's Challenge with me, your winning coach. Step number 1 is consistency is key. Whatever you write down when we go through the 5 basic areas of balance here in a little bit, whatever you write down, be consistent with it. I'm not asking you to run a mile. I'm not even asking you to run at all. If you're focused for fitness, if you want to have a focus of fitness, all I'm asking you to do is be consistent with it. If that means you're going to walk around the block every day, then walk around the block every day. That's all. It's not hard. It's not even going to take you 10 minutes to do it probably. But it's one intentional step that you can be consistent about. Step number 1 is be consistent. Step number 2, don't go crazy. Seriously, just commit to doing a little bit of an incremental improvement each and every day. If you go back and watch the Healthy Habits podcast, one of the things we talked about was incremental improvement, the principle of improving 1% every single day. 1%, that's all. Literally, that's all you have to do is improve just a little bit every day. And over 90 days, you will be amazed at the transformation you will see. Not because you drastically did something different, but because you committed to doing something small consistently. So step number 1, be consistent. Step number 2, don't go crazy. Choose a simple goal that is something that you can do every single day. So for example, if you want to start learning a language, for me, I want to get more fluent in German. I used to speak German really, really well, and I don't have any German speakers around here right now, so it's kind of just me and my German thoughts. So I want to get back to speaking German again. It doesn't mean I'm going to sit down for 4 hours a day and do it. What it means is I'm going to start small. I'm going to start going through my greetings again. Guten Morgen, Wiedersehen, Tschüss, little things like that. If I start doing that more and more, it's going to start being more accustomed and more simplistic for me to grow and expand on that starting place. But if you just dive into it, this is what the mistake they make all the time. They make these massive changes in their life. They make these massive commitments and say, I'm going to go to the gym 7 days a week. And then they totally burn themselves out in the first 2 days. They lift way too hard, they hurt themselves, and then they just don't go to the gym anymore. Or they say, I'm going to save 50% of my salary. But it's unrealistic because they're expending 80% of their paycheck, and they're not able to do that, so they get frustrated. Step number 3 is this. Don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated with it. Listen, if you want to grow in your personal life, if you want to grow in your marriage, if you're not married and you want to grow in your relationship with your parent or whoever, it doesn't matter what it is you're trying to do. What matters is that you don't get frustrated, you stay consistent, you don't go crazy, and you keep on doing it. You stick with it. That's the most important thing I could possibly tell you, especially in my 12-year-old voice. That's the thing you got to commit to. You got to commit to sticking with it. And because you're joining me on the 2021 New Year's Challenge right now, we're starting in October. Listen, starting in January is for posers. Those are people who want to show up on Instagram and be like, oh, look at me, I'm at the gym. No, come on, commitment starts early. And let's start it now. So when we come back from break, what we're going to do is dive into the 5 areas that you and I are going to start our journey of the 2021 New Year's Challenge literally today. Right now, as you listen to this, we're going to focus on those 5 areas. The other thing I want you to realize and know is this, is that today we're going to talk about the basics of balanced life, living a balanced life. And there's 5 main areas that I talk about. From yours truly, your winning coach. The 5 areas where I've looked at and done so much research and identified that these 5 areas encapsulate every aspect of your life. But there's something even more exciting. At the Winning Network, we are developing the Balanced Life course where you, your friends, your family, everybody who wants to make a drastic change in their life is going to be able to get signed up for this course. It's going to be an amazing video series where I have guests come on. We dive into the series itself and the 5 basic areas of balance of your life, talk in depth about how you can change your life. And it's a course that you get to not only sign up for, but it's an incredibly nominal small fee, small price. It's an incredibly small price for you to be able to transform your life in depth each and every day right here on Your Winning Network with your winning coach on the Legacy Podcast. So be looking forward to it. When we come back for break, we're diving into scratching the surface on the 5 basic areas of balance in our lives right here on the Legacy Podcast. Yo, thanks for watching the Legacy Podcast right here with your winning coach, Kinsley Jordan. And if you don't want to miss out on the awesome content we have for you each and every week, then make sure you hit the subscribe button right over there and the bell to get the notifications every time we got a new episode just for you. Don't forget to hit it. Also, if you want to follow along with me, make sure that you follow along on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Kinsley Jordan as I push out new content each and every day to make sure that you're staying encouraged to crush your goals, ignite your dreams, and forge a legacy in your life. Which brings me to the point. If you're looking for a performance coach to help you not only build healthy habits in your life, but really draw out a plan of connecting you to your passion for a purpose to create fulfillment in your life, then don't miss out for the chance for me and my team to be your performance coach. You can go to www.kinsleyjordan.com, get signed up right now, and we will reach out to you for a free, yeah, I said it, free consultation to be able to determine how we can get you very quickly and very soon on your path to high-performing success in your life. Stay tuned. We're going right back to the Legacy Podcast. Welcome back to the Legacy Podcast, and we're coming up on 2021, where you are going to already have progress in your life. Why? Is because literally right now, you're joining me for the 2021 New Year's Challenge. And I know. If you're just joining us, it sounds crazy. Why would we start 3 months early? It's for this reason. It's because I actually want you to succeed. Like I really do. And if we wait until January 1st, we're going to be behind the curve. So right now, before we dive into talking about the 5 areas of balance in your life to live a balanced life, I want you to be able to go over to Facebook and join the 2021 New Year's Challenge. It's all numbers, 2021 New Year's Challenge. Sign up for the group, because I'm going to be sharing the progress I make. You're going to be sharing the progress you make. We're going to be encouraging each other for the next 90 days as we start off 2021 right, with already making progress. And we do that by focusing on 5 basic areas of our life. Now, you've heard me mention this before, and the reason why I'm so excited is because me and the team at the Winning Network have been working feverishly on creating the first course that we're launching, which is called The Balanced Life, where we talk specifically in depth of why it's so important to have balance in these 5 areas of your life. Because listen, life is crazy. We have kids, we have jobs, we have work, we have finances, we have our bodies to take care of, we have relationships to take care of, we have dogs to take care of, we have voices to take care of that are continuing to crack. We have so many things to take care of in our life that sometimes our life gets out of whack and it gets completely out of balance. You know, there's been some crazy sad stories I've heard before where people have focused their entire life on their career and their job and their business, only to leave their family to the side and not have any good relationships with their kids. Their marriage is broken. Their kids resent them. They haven't done anything for their own personal development. Their health is failing. But yeah, they built a great business. Is that the life you want to live? An unbalanced life that's completely out of whack and never feeling like you are just confident in who you are and what you're doing in every aspect of your life? No, that's not what we want to do. At The Winning Coach, as your winning coach on the Winning Network and right here on the Legacy Podcast, we said it time and time again. We want to help you crush your goals, ignite your dreams, and forge a legacy in your life. And you don't do that by only focusing in one area. You do it by being a well-rounded, holistic person. So without further ado, like I said, join the Facebook group. Nick already has it up there on the screen. It's also going to be in the show notes that you can click on and follow. If you're confused, just go to Facebook. I'll have a link on my Facebook page so you can go there. We'll also throw it out on Instagram, but I want you to join that challenge right now. So let's get into the 5 basic areas that over the next 90 days, you and me are going to be focusing on building a baseline so we can start 2021 New Year's Challenge off right. So the first one is this. We've talked about it before, but the first one that is so important is the body. There's 5 areas. I'll tell you right now and we'll dive into it. The first one is body. Second one is brain. Third one is bond, which is like relationships, family, interpersonal relationships, friendships. The fourth one is business. So your job, how you're doing at your job. And the 5th one is banking. So let's go back to the very first one, body. There have been so many times, and you can see it just looking across the United States now. We're kind of a nation that doesn't put a whole lot of priority on being active. We just kind of do what we want and grab fast food and take convenience over necessarily maybe taking the time to pour into our health like we want to. And that has a detriment upon our life. You know, if you think about it, one of the things that shocked me and frankly scared me was about a year ago. I really haven't ever told anybody about it, but honest to God, I thought I was going to die. We went to work out at this place called Hot Works. There's no hate on Hot Works. It's an awesome place. You sweat like a banshee. But it's basically like this infrared spa place where you get in and you do these pedal things and you do all these exercises. But it had been a while. Let's be honest. I wasn't a small boy. I was a big boy. And it had been a while since I worked out. We went there. Brooke and I were working out in the hot workout rooms. And we came home and I, honest to goodness, thought I was having a heart attack. Like I was starting to get lightheaded. My chest was hurting. I had to sit down. I thought it was the end of it. I thought it was the end of my life. It was the biggest that I'd ever been. It was the most out of shape that I'd ever been. It was the most uncomfortable with myself that I'd ever been in my entire life. And in that moment, I'm not kidding. I sat down on the steps of the house, thought I was having a heart attack, thought I was going to die, and I panicked. It was a moment in my life where I realized that I had put so much emphasis on everything else that I hadn't actually taken care of myself. Now, if you feel like that yourself, if you're listening to this right now and you say, oh my gosh, like I don't enjoy seeing myself in the mirror, or I don't enjoy the fact that I've gone up 2 clothing sizes, or I don't enjoy whatever aspect of your physical appearance or personal being that it is, that doesn't mean it can't change. In fact, exactly what I started doing was just taking little incremental steps to personal growth and personal improvement. Literally just started walking a mile and then started running and then started putting more emphasis on actually going to the gym. And it's not that I'm where I want to be, but what's really important is that one of the most important things, the first step is focusing on your balance, because if you aren't healthy, how can you pour into other people? You know, you see all the people all the time that have health issues and they're on medications and they have high blood pressure or high cholesterol. We weren't made to be out of whack. We weren't made to be out of balance in our lives. We were made to be able to take care of ourselves so we can take care of our kids. And honestly, that was the thing that scared me the most. That if I didn't start taking care of myself, I wouldn't be here for my kids when they needed me the most. Because I want to hold my grandkids. I want to walk my daughter and my son. Well, not my son. I guess I won't be walking him down the aisle. But my daughter, I want to walk her down the aisle. I want to be able to be the grandparent that's there for their kids and to be able to take care of them. And I don't do that by just putting off working out and taking care of my body. So when you think about body, for this for the 2021 New Year's challenge, what I want you to think about is this. I'm not asking you to start some crazy diet regime. I'm not asking you to start keto or vegetarian or go, whatever it is. Can't even think of a diet. All I'm asking you to do is just start being responsible with what you do. Go on a walk every day. Walk around the block. But be, like I said before, consistent. Be consistent with it. Don't go crazy with your expectations. Be consistent with it every day for the next 90 days. In this challenge, I want you to every single day do something that focuses on your body, on your fitness, on your health. If you want to start counting calories or counting carbs, I encourage you to do it, because you won't realize how much we put into our bodies, this junk, until you start tracking it. If you don't want to do that, that's okay. Maybe you just intentionally eat 1 more salad a day and you drink 2 more glasses of water. That's not this huge, massive change, but you would be amazed what a difference it makes. Maybe you cut back on the sugar intake that you have. Maybe you stop eating as many breads and you start eating more protein. I don't know what it is for you, and I'm not even going to tell you what it has to be. But what I am saying is partner with me so that when we get to January 1st of 2021, you're feeling more confident than you have ever felt when it comes to your body, your health, how you're working out, and what you're putting into your body as far as nutrients goes. So balanced area number 1 is body. Balanced area number 2 is brain. The brain and your personal development with your knowledge, your education, with your faith, there's a lot goes into it. This really goes into mental health. And it's not just mental health, but it's intentionally taking time to grow and exercise your cognitive ability, your cognitive reasoning, your cognitive development, your cognitive process. There's a lot of people over the last several years who have gone through some serious, not mental conditions, but serious mental breakdown moments. And to be honest, there was a point even about a month ago where I was having some serious issues getting through mental blocks that I was having just about business, just about life, just about work. It happens to everybody. But there's a couple of areas within brain that I really want you to focus on. One is introspection, of truly thinking about yourself, thinking about what it is that you want to do. Maybe it's reading a book. Maybe you have faith. I'm a believer. I'm a follower of Christ, and that is my faith. And it's one of the very important areas of my life. For you, if you're agnostic or atheist or don't believe in any of that, that's okay. But introspection of your value and who you are and what you're doing, and just thinking about your mental health is really critically important. That's why I put a lot of emphasis as brain is the number 2 thing, is because if our bodies are giving out and we're not taking care of our bodies, and we don't have a good mental concept of ourselves, or we don't have a good mental health condition where we are confident in our thoughts and confident in how we think of ourselves, and growing in education and reading books, because leaders are readers. I know it's tacky, but seriously, if we're not taking care of our brain in the aspects of mental health or spirituality and faith, and applying our faith and being committed to what is important to us, if we're not committed to more clearly defining what is important to us, our foundation, our morals, then where do we stand and what do we do? I think it's probably really true that there's a lot of times in our life that we don't actually take the time to stop and have introspection to ourselves of what our thoughts are and how we think about situations and how we feel about situations. I know it sounds really touchy-feely, but seriously, of all the top Fortune 100 companies, one of the greatest recommendations they give to CEOs and top-tier executive leaders is that they either have a psychologist or a counselor to be able to offload some of the stress, to be able to talk to. Maybe you've been thinking for a while you need to go to a counselor, or you just need to sit down with somebody and get your thoughts out. Guess what? That's okay. You can do it. And in fact, it's incredibly healthy and you should do it. If you say, maybe you say, I don't have the money or I don't want to go to a counselor, then start writing it down, start journaling. But that second area of your life, your brain, your mental capacities, your mental thought, your mental process, your cognitive thinking process, how you think and feel about things, and your spiritual faith that you have, or just the spiritual introspection if you don't particularly have a faith, that's okay. But it's really, really important to focus on that area and to be able to have a balanced area of your introspection and your thoughts and how you view the world in your mind. The third area that we're going to start working on and get ourselves a great foundation is bond. I'm talking about relationships. Yeah, if you're in a marriage, if you're in a relationship with somebody, maybe you just have a relationship with friends, that's okay. But their friendships and relationships are so incredibly important. This is one of the areas that so many people allow to go to the wayside. There was a time where Brooke and I had been married. I think we'd been married 4 years or so. We've been married a long time. So this is a while ago. But it was about 4 years ago, after my second deployment, we went through a serious rough spell. Like, honestly, I didn't even know if that we were going to be able to stay together because there were so many differences. But what I realized is that, between the deployments, because I was in the military, between the deployments, between the temporary duties of being gone, between kids coming into the picture, we had really stopped putting emphasis upon our relationship and just how we connected with each other and being intentional with those connections and taking the time to put the stupid phone down and pay attention to each other. That's so critically important. One of the things that a lot of people find is that the relationships are one of the things that hurt the most because they think they have to pour all of their effort or energy into work, or they have to pour all of their effort or energy into finances or getting themselves out of a financial crunch. But one of the things we miss the most is that the people that we love the most and care about the most are there with us through every situation we're going through. That if we're not investing into the bonds that we have, the relationships we have, whether it's with family, whether it's with a spouse or a significant other, or whether it's with our friends, those bonds that we have are the support system that carries us through the most challenging times of our life. If we're not investing into those bonds and relationship, very quickly we can find ourselves feeling absolutely alone, alienated, and isolated. Those three areas are some of the most symptomatic causes to people that lead to suicide and lead to feeling completely alone in our lives. And it's because we haven't invested into the relationships and the bonds that help to support us in those hard times. This is the third area. The third area, bonds. The relationships that we have in any capacity. How are we investing into the people around us, and how are they investing into us? Being intentional with our relationships. Okay. The fourth area is business. That's right. Your job, the way that you make money, or the thing that you love to do, or the job that you have. I understand and I know I'm not a fool. I probably don't 100% believe that every person loves their job. But what I do know is this, is that we do have a job and you do have a way of making money. And whether or not you love that job or whether or not it's something that you want to move on from, it's really important to invest into doing a good job and capitalizing on the opportunity you have. Because guess what? Having employment is an opportunity. You don't necessarily have to love it and you don't necessarily have to stay there. But what we do have to do is invest and give 100%, not into the job, but into the opportunity that we have to be able to make money, to be able to invest into our bonds, into our brain, into our body, into our lives, because that stability that you have in your business, or that stability that you have in your employment, is something that allows you to invest in all of the other areas of your life. Now, I don't want you to get confused when I'm saying that. I'm not saying that you give every ounce of every energy into your job. I've been guilty of that before. This is just like Kinsley pouring out his heart session. But seriously, I've been guilty of that before, where I pour out everything I have to work and I get home and I'm just absolutely wiped out and exhausted. I have nothing left to give. and you walk in the door and you're exhausted, and it's the first time that I see my beautiful bride in the last 10 or 12 hours. My kids haven't seen me all day long, and they got the worst part of me. They got an exhausted, worn out, absolutely exasperated father and husband. That's not what I want. And that's not what you want. And that's not how we want to start 2021. So what I'm saying is that you can invest into work and you can invest into business. You can do a good job at work, but don't ever let it become the thing that wears you out completely. And how you can prevent getting worn out completely at your job is be intentional with what you do. Set a couple of goals to do something exceedingly well. Set a couple of goals to do a really great job and really focus on doing a good job at your place of employment or for the program or the project that you're working on, and finish out this year with a sense of accomplishment of saying, you know what, I left I started the new year. I started 2021 with doing a great job in 2020. I worked incredibly hard on this project, but I did it in a balanced way that when I left at the end of the day, I actually enjoyed what I was doing. Enjoying what you're doing in business and enjoying what you're doing, how that plays into your entire life and living that balanced life is so important, because we all have to make money. We all have to have a place of employment. The question is, will you allow yourself to enjoy it? Will you allow yourself to truly love what you do when you go to work? Like I said, it may not be your dream job, but it is an opportunity and it is a job. So instead of looking at it in a negative way, let's turn it around and take the last 90 days we have in 2020 and actually appreciate the opportunity we have to be employed, appreciate the opportunity we have to be able to make money, to be able to pour into the other areas of our life. And let's absolutely do a great job so we can live a balanced life. Okay, the last area number 5. Area number 5. If I had a drum, I would give a drum roll. And it's this: banking. We talked about the 5 B's. Banking is the last one. Finances, banking. If there's one thing that leads to more divorces or more issues in families, it's finances. It's because when there is a financial struggle or things are tight in the bank, it causes stress, and it causes a lot of stress. In fact, I can't even remember specifically what the statistic is, but there's a lot of people who are living paycheck to paycheck, that they're not saving like they should be, or they have so many bills they don't feel like they can. But I'm going to tell you the same thing again. You can start saving even a little bit of money, even if it's just $10, even if it's just $1. Start setting back and saving and start working towards building a good financial situation. There's some of us are like, I don't even know where to start. Start like this. Start setting a little bit of money back towards savings. If it's $1, if it's $10, maybe you can do $100 per paycheck. Great. If you can do it, whatever you can do, but start setting just a little bit back for the next 90 days. Don't touch it. Don't spend it on anything. Whatever you do, don't spend it on Christmas or Thanksgiving or anything, but seriously, start intentionally saving a little bit of money each and every paycheck or every opportunity you have. Because what you're going to do is if you do that for the next 90 days in this 2021 New Year's challenge, you're going to start off January 1st, maybe for the first time, with a little bit of savings that you can put as an investment. You can start saving and setting aside. And guess what? If you start doing that today and you start doing that now, then in 90 days from now, after we've done this challenge, you're going to be in a place where you can start making different changes in your life. Not just saving money aside, but maybe paying off some of that debt that's existed. Maybe you can not just start paying off debt, but you can actually start investing in a vacation that you haven't been able to take. Maybe you can start investing in stocks or mutual funds or bonds. Whatever your financial desire is to be able to set yourself up for the future. But if you're not making an intentional step with your banking and your finances and doing it in a balanced way, then you're not investing into your future. What you're actually doing is causing yourself to be strung out and desperate for the future days and weeks and months to come. You have to make an investment into yourself in banking. Okay, so we've covered a ton of stuff. We've talked about the 5 areas of balance in your life, the very basic areas. The most exciting thing is that we are developing a whole course just to be able to help you focus on living a balanced life in these 5 areas. I don't want you to get overwhelmed, because guess what? As your winning coach, I'm here for you to be able to help and encourage you to make sure that we're taking little, consistent, incremental steps for the next 90 days as we prepare to start off a brand new year in January 1st of 2021. So make sure you do these things. Step number 1, go sign up for the Facebook group right now. Again, that Facebook tag, it's in the comment section. It's 2021, all numbers, 2021, New Year's Challenge. Sign up. I can't wait to share how the challenge is going for me and for you to be able to share how it's going for you. The second thing, write down the 5 areas that we talked about today, those 5 areas of balance. And I want you to write down one step, just one intentional step. That's not this huge, crazy step, but one intentional step that you're going to do for the next 90 days to improve a little bit every day in these 5 areas of balance. And step number 3 is this. Get ready to get signed up for the Basics of Balance, the Balanced Life course that's going to be coming to you at the end of October. Listen, the team couldn't be more excited. I couldn't be more excited. The guests that we have chosen, the experts that we've chosen to be able to come on the show and to be able to help us build out the course, it's going to literally change your life. If you've ever said to yourself, oh my gosh, I'm not organized. I don't know what's going on in my life. I don't have goals. Guess what? The Legacy Podcast, your winning coach, and the Winning Network are going to help you get there. So stay tuned because we're going to give you the chance, you, your friends, your family, to get signed up for that course at an early bird special before we even release it to the public. So stay tuned in the coming weeks or even the coming days, because we're going to get that early bird special released to you so you can get signed up on the waiting list so you don't miss out on your winning coaches, Kinsley Jordan, on the Balanced Life, How to Live a Balanced Life, the Basics of Balance course is coming up very, very soon. Guys, thanks so much for listening to the Legacy Podcast. We've had so much good info today. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of those wonderful places we have, so you don't miss out on any more great content right here on the Legacy Podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Guys, we'll see you next time right here on your favorite podcast with a winning coach on Legacy Podcast.